Fine, good afternoon to you all students. Hi students, how are you? I hope you all are fine and you all are doing well. So warm greetings to you all students. Welcome to our today's online class. So first all of you take your computer textbooks in your hand. So please all of you take your computer textbooks in your hand. Okay. So please sit in a place and listen carefully. Okay. So now we are studying about chapter 13. So what's the title of our chapter? Python and CSV files, isn't it? So in this chapter we are studying about a CSV file. What do you mean by CSV? Comma separated value, isn't it? So before I am going to start the today's portion, just recall what are the things I have taught at the last class and what are things you have studied in the last class. Okay. So what are things you have studied? CSV file with. Now we are studying about CSV reader function, isn't it? So what's the use of reader function? To read a file, isn't it? Or read a contents from the file. So what are the reader function you have studied? CSV reader module as well as DICT reader function, isn't it? Now we are studying about last class we have studied about CSV reader module. So what are things we have studied? CSV module with quotes, comma, quotes, then spaces at the beginning, then skip initial space, pipe, etc. You have studied, isn't it? So yesterday I asked you to study all these things and I asked you to write in your computer notebook. Have you all written? Have you all written or not? Please study and write what are the portions I asked you to write. Okay. So today we are going to study about read a CSV file and store in a list. So name itself having you are going to read one CSV file. Okay. So you are going to read one CSV file and next after reading you are going to store the particular element in a list. Understood? Already you have studied thorough about list, tuple, dictionaries, isn't it? So now we are going to read a CSV file and next we are going to store the read file in a list. Understand? Okay. So this is the syntax or general format for the list. Already you have studied. So what do you mean by list? List, all the elements are separated using commas, separated with commas and enclosed inside the square brackets. Isn't it? So this is what's the meaning of this one list equal to? What is this one list equal to? This is empty square bracket. What's the meaning? Empty list. Isn't it? Next listen. List dot append of element. What's the meaning of append? Already you have studied append. Append means to add the elements. Okay. So the first one is this is the general syntax list, that is empty list. First you are going to define a empty list. Next step you are going to add elements in the list. So for adding elements, what's the format? List down append of element. Understood? Okay. Further you are going to write one program. So what's the first step? So CSV program, what's the first step to write? First is a importing file or header file. Just like a header file, you should import CSV. That's the first line. Okay. Next step is open a file. Okay. So here already how you need to open the file? F equal to open of some specific path. Okay. So this is the another way of opening a file. Okay. So you are giving a one file name or one variable in file. Okay. So this is another method for declaring a file name. Understood? So first you are declaring a variable. What's the variable name? In file or file name. Okay. In file equal to already you have studied the path from where you need to read the file. So the path, see from the folder, what's the name of the file? Sample.csv. Okay. So this is the file. Next you are going to open. Okay. So next, so already you have selected a file and stored the file in a file name. So already you have selected a file and stored the file in the one variable in file. So you should open the file. Now the file is in which variable? In file. So now you are going to open the particular file. For opening, which command you should give? F equal to open of in file. F equal to open of. Now the file is in which variable? In file. So you need to call this variable in file, comma. So you are going to read the file. So which mode you should give? Read mode. So the read mode means which letter? R. Understood? Okay. So you are going to read the file. Read means which one you need to give? Read R function. So what's the general format for reader function? Reader equal to CSV dot reader of this file object. You are calling the file object. Understood? So what's the aim of our program? You are going to read a file, and what are the contents presented in the file? You are going to store the contents inside a list. So what's the first step? First you should mention or declare a empty list, isn't it? For that, so this is empty list. So they are array. Simply we can say array. Okay. So the name of the array or name of the list they have given us array value. What's the name of the list? Array value. So first they have declared one empty list. Okay. Next you are the previously already have studied the same thing. So next you are going to read row by row. So for each row you should read. So inside the for loop, for row in reader of. So you have read the row. Each row you have read it. Okay. After reading each row, you should add all the elements inside the list. Isn't it? For adding all the elements inside the list, which thing you should use? Up and down function. Okay. List dot up and down function. So what's the name of the list here? Array value. So you should call the name array value. This is the list name, no? So array value, list name down. So which function you should use? Up and down. So array value dot up and down. So already you have read each row. So you are storing in the variable row. Understood? What's the meaning of this one? You are storing each row inside the list. Okay. So you have read each row. Then what's the next step? You are going to print each row by row. So next print row off. Next you are closing the file. Understood? What's the aim of the program? You are going to read one file. That file, each row you are reading, and you are going to store each elements inside the list. What do you mean by list? List is a comma separated value enclosed inside the square bracket, isn't it? So one more time, what's the first step for that? First you should import the header file. So import CSV. Next thing, open the file. For that, this is another way of declaring the file name. So you are calling the location or opening the file, the location, and storing in a variable called in file. Next you are going to open the particular file. So you should create a object F equal to open of. Now the file name is given in the in file. So you are calling that variable and you are opening the file in which mode? Read mode. So reading, what's the syntax for reading function? Reader equal to CSV dot reader of this file object. So next you are going to create an empty list. What's the name of the list here? Array value. Okay. So empty list. Next you are going to read each row by row. So for row in reader. So now you have read each row. Next you are going to add each elements inside the row. Okay. So for that, so what's the name of the list? What is the syntax for adding the elements? List dot up and down. So what's the name of the list here? Array value dot. So for adding which function you should use? Up and down. So in row you should already have read the row. So each row you are going to add in the inside the list. So now you are going to print the row, then close the file. Okay. So see this example. So the file already, okay, this is the sample file. Okay, this is a file already saved in the Excel. See the output. See. So output, so what do you mean by list? List is the comma separated value stored inside square bracket. See. So all the elements are displayed inside the square bracket. See, topic 1, comma topic 2. So already you have saved the file in Excel format. So each row, see topic 1, comma topic 2, comma topic 3, like this. 1, comma 2, comma 3. Example 1, comma example 2, comma example 3. So all the things are stored inside the list. Each row you have read and stored inside the list. Understood? Okay. Next title is read a CSV file and store a column value in a list for sorting. Okay, now you are going to read a CSV file. So already you are studying the same thing. You are going to read a CSV file and store a column value. Okay, so you are going to store only a column or one column value in a list. Okay, inside the list you are going to store a particular column value for sorting. What do you mean by sorting? Arranging the elements either in ascending order or in descending order. Understood? So here you are going to you are going to write a program to sort a particular column number and store inside the list. Okay. Listen, this is the file. Okay. So already you have typed and saved the file in the Excel format. So how many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So 4 columns are there. Okay. Now you are going to sort particular a column, that is only one column you are going to sort and you are storing inside the list. Okay. So for that, so you are going to sort particular column to avoid sorting of the header or headings. So headings no need to sort. Okay. This headings, each row the heading. So keyboard, monitor, likewise there, no? Likewise the item name, cost, rupees, the headings no need to sort. So each row heading 2 is no need to sort to avoid the sorting of the heading or first row. To avoid the sorting of this first row. So what do you need to know means which command you need to give means next of. Understood? What's the use of next of command? To avoid the first row to be sort. Okay. First row no need to sort. This item name, cost, rupees, quantity. So you are sorting only these columns, isn't it? So no need to sort these headings. Item name, cost, rupees. This row no need to sort. To avoid the first row headings need to be sort, you are going to give a command called next of. Understood? What's the use of next of command? What's the use of next of command? To avoid the first row heading to be sorted. So you are going to sort the remaining things. So no need to sort the headings. So you are giving the next of command. Understand? Okay. So see, listen carefully. Okay. So first you are going to what? Give. Okay. What's the first line? First line is you should import a header file. So what is import? CSV. Next, what's the next thing? So in file already have given no other name for declaring a file name. Okay. So next line is in file equal to c dot this one. Okay. Next you are going to open a file. So f equal to open of what's the now the file name is declared in the variable or stored in the variable in file. So you are calling the variable in file. In which mode you are going to read? Read mode. Okay. What's the next step? Same thing only. Okay. So what's the next step? Reader equal to csv dot reader of what's the file object? F. So here no need to study this they have given inside this hash symbol, no, that is a command line. No need to study, that's for your understanding only they have given. Okay. So reader equal to csv dot reader of. Okay. Next listen. So already you have studied no need to sort the headings row or first row. So for that which command you should give to avoid sorting of the heading row? Next of. Okay. So next of already you are going to read. So next of this reader. Understand? So now we are going to read each file and storing inside the list. That is particular column you are going to store inside the list. So to define a list means first what you will do? First you should define an empty list. Okay. So what's the name of the empty list here? What's the name of the list? Array value. So you have created one empty list. Listen carefully. Next, you are going to sort a particular column. Okay, you are going to sort a particular column. For that, listen, you are creating one variable. Okay, so what's the variable name here? A. A equal to input of enter column number 1, 2, 3. So totally how many columns are there? Column number start from 0. Okay, so that means the first column, that is a heading column. They are not taking remaining columns. Okay. Okay, the column number 1, 2, 3. So from 1 to 3, which column you are going to sort or which column you are going to store inside the list. So that one you are giving us an input. That means input needs to get from the user. Understood? Okay, some column number you are going to enter here. Okay, After that, you are going to read. So, same thing, already you are studying, no? Each row you are going to read. Then, you are going to store the each row in a, so already you have entered one column, isn't it? That column you are going to read, and that row you are going to store inside the array or list. What's our array? What's the list name? Array value. So, how you need to add the elements inside the list? Which command you should give for adding element inside list? Up and off. So, array value dot up and off, listen carefully, row of. So, now you have entered things are stored in the which variable entered row? A. So, you should call the variable A. That is inside the list you are storing the particular column. Understood what's the meaning of this one? Already you have created a list, empty list, array value of. Next you are going to add the particular column inside the list. So, name of the list, array value list dot. For adding elements inside the list, which one you should give? Up and off. Then, already you have read each row. So, row of particular thing you are going to store inside the list. So, the particular column is given inside which variable? A. So, you are going to call the variable A. Understood? Okay. So, now you have entered the column inside the list. What's the next step? You are going to sort the particular column. Okay. So, now the element is stored inside the list. What's the list name? Array value dot. So, for sorting, which function you should give? Sort of. Understood? So, list name dot sort of. Next, you are going to print each row. So, for row in array value each list. Next, you are going to print, then close the file. Understood? See the output. So, how you will get? Enter the column number 1, 2, 3. The particular user is entering the column number as a 2. See the second column. Second column means, so leave this one, okay, because the heading row. So, first column, second column. See, second column, what's the number? 12, 10 and 50. See the output. So, the second column is sorted in descending order. Understood? So, in this program, what are things you have studied? You have read the file, then you are entering a column, that is specific column or particular column you have entered inside the list and sorted. Understood? Okay, one more time I am explaining. Listen carefully. So, for that, first what do you need to do? Similar thing. Import a CSV file. Then, so declaring a file name. So, inside the in file. Next, you are going to open your file. So, if equal to open off, already have declare file name in which variable? In file. So, in file. So, you are opening a file in which mode? Read mode. So, reading the file means which one you should give? Reader. Reader equal to CSV dot reader of. Then, so you are going to sort the particular column, isn't it? So, to avoid sorting of the heading row, so you should give a command called next of. That's the use of next of command. What's the use? To avoid sorting of the first row. That is a heading row. So, you are giving next of. Already you are reader. Okay, reader of. Next, you are going to store the elements inside the list. For that, first you should create a empty list. What's the name of the list here? Array value of. Okay. Next, you are going to enter a particular column. You are going to enter and sort the column and store inside the list. For that, the input you are getting from the user. So, A equal to int input, enter column number 1, 2, 3. Okay, here any number of columns, that is a particular, only one column only you can able to sort here. Okay. Then, for row in header, each row you are going to read. Then, next after sorting, you are going to store the elements inside the list. So, for adding elements inside the list, which command you should give? Up and off. Okay. So, array value dot up and off. So, you already have read by row. So, row of, the column is entered in which variable? A. So, you are going to call the variable A inside the list. Next, now the column is there inside the list. Now, you are going to sort the list. So, array value, what's the function used for sorting? Sort of. So, array value dot sort of. Now, each row you are storing inside the array value. So, printing, then close. See the output. The second, so here they are entering the second column. Second column is get sorted. Now, the output is, you are getting the output by means of descending order. Okay, that is reverse order. Okay. So, this is important. One more question, just mark it. Okay. List name dot sort of command arranges in a list in ascending order. Okay, list name dot sort of function. This is important. One more question. So, list name dot sort of function if you give means it will arrange the list in ascending order. But list name dot sort of reverse. List name dot sort of reverse is used to arrange the list in descending order. Understood? Important 1 mark question. Okay. So, next heading is sorting a CSV file with a specified column. Okay. So, here we are going to sort more than one column. Okay. So, some specific columns you are giving. For example, 1 comma 2 means 2 columns. 1 comma 3 means first column and third column. Okay. So, 2 comma 3 means second column and third column. Okay. So, you are going to sort a specific column. So, which column you are specifying, that column you are going to sort. Okay. So, here also you are going to sort a column in ascending order. Okay. You are going to sort a column in ascending order, and so according to your wish you can enter more number of column. Okay. So, last program you have studied sort a column, only one column, but here you are going to sort a specific column. According to your wish you can sort more than one column. Okay. To sort more than one column, you should use one important thing called item getter. Okay. So, what's the use of item getter? To sort more than one column. Okay. So, if you need to sort more than one column, you should use a command called item getter. Okay. So, then you should include operator dot item getter of. Okay. Operator dot item getter of 1 comma 2 means first column and second column. Based on your wish you can give 1 comma 3 or 2 comma 3. Understood? To sort, important 1 mark question. To sort more than one column, use which one? Item getter with multiple indices. Multiple indices means based on your wish you can specify. So, you should include which one? Operator dot item getter. Understood? Very, very important 1 mark question this one. See, so here you are specifying 2 columns. What are they? Item name and quantity. So, here they are giving 3 things. Keyboard, monitor, mouse, 48, 52, 20. Okay. So, 2 columns you are giving. Okay. So, you are going to sort these 2 columns. Okay. 2 columns here they are giving. So, you are going to sort these 2 columns. Understood? Listen. For that, you are going to write a program. Listen carefully. First, what's the first thing? Import CSV. Listen carefully. To sort more than one column, so you need to use a command called which one? Item getter. Isn't it? So, to include item getter, so last year you have studied in C++, isn't it? If you need to include new things inside the program. For example, set W of RND, like this new things if you need to include the program means you should include a new header file. So, normal header file is hash include iostream. So, if you need to include more number, hash include math.h, hash include iomanip.h, hash include conio.h, isn't it? Last year you have studied, no? Likewise, here you are including one command called item getter. For that, you should declare one more header file called operator. Understood? Why you are using operator? Because you are going to include a new command called item getter. For that, a header file, you should include one more header file, that is called operator. Understood? So, what are the things you need to, why you are using operator? Understood? So, because you are going to include a new command called item getter. Understood? So, what's the first step? Import CSV, comma, operator. Okay. So, next you are going to open a file and read a file. Okay. So, here in the same step or same line you are going to open a file and read a file. Okay, to avoid to write more number of lines, here they are giving in a single line opening a file and reading a file. Okay, listen carefully. For that they have declared a variable called data. Okay, so what variable? They have declared a variable called data. So data equal to CSV dot reader of. So last program and previous programs you have studied. This is the thing, same thing you are going to write in 2 lines. Are you remembering? In file equal to some file name. Then f equal to open of. You are opening a file in read mode. Then CSV dot reader of f. Isn't it? These 3 lines you are going to write in a single line now. Understood? For that you are declaring a variable called data equal to CSV dot reader of. So here you are going to read. Which file you are going to read? The opening file. So inside the reader function, you are going to open a file. Understood? So csv.reader of open of. So already you have given no that location. See inside the program, sorry, inside the folder, that file name, sample8.csv. Okay. So here we are omitting 3 lines and you are writing in the same line. For that you are declaring a variable data. Inside that you are giving a reader command, csv.reader of. Inside the reader command you are opening a file. Understand? Okay. Then next of data. What's the use of next? Here also you are going to sort, isn't it? To avoid sorting of the header lines. That is first row. Heading row no need to sort, isn't it? So to avoid sorting of the heading row, you are giving which command? Next of. Okay. So the file is given in which one now? Which variable? Data. So next of data. Understood? Okay. So now what's the aim of the program? You are going to sort more number of columns. Isn't it? You are going to sort multiple columns. For that you are giving, listen carefully, sorted list. Okay, sorted list equal to sorted of. So this one you should study. Okay, sorted list. You are going to sort multiple columns. For that you are creating a variable sorted list equal to sorted of. Data already you have studied, no? So which one you should include? Item getter. So data comma key equal to operator dot item getter of. Okay. Okay. So here they are giving item getter of 1. Okay. So 1 means which column you need to sort. So how many columns are there? 2. 1 comma 2 means also 2 columns. As per your wish you can specify. Okay. So according to here they will choose it is a second column. Understood? Okay. So what's the thing you need to specify to sort multiple columns? Sorted list equal to sorted of. Data comma key equal to operator. You are calling a header file. Operator dot which command you should give? Item getter of this column. Okay. So according to there, it's a second column. 1 means second column. Okay. So next. So you should read each row. So row in sorted list. Now all the things are stored in which variable? Sorted list. Okay. Then print row of. See the output. So here keyboard 48 monitor. See this one and this one. So mouse sorted. Okay. Mouse, monitor, keyboard. The values are also 20. Ascending order to descending order is sorted. And stored inside the list. Understood? Understood or not? Okay. Next one is reading a CSV file into a dictionary. Okay. So first itself we have studied in this chapter. There are 2 ways to read a CSV file. Isn't it? How many ways are there to read a CSV file? 2 ways. What are they? CSV module reader function and DICT reader function. Isn't it? So till now we have studied about CSV module reader function. CSV module with quotes, double quotes, then pipeline, then in a list, everything. Till now we have studied about CSV module reader function. Now we are going to study about second thing, DICT reader. Reading a CSV file using into a dictionary with DICT reader. Okay. So here to read a file into a dictionary is done by using which class? Means DICT reader class. Okay. So already a CSV.reader of. Already you studied in the program. But in dictionary, reading a file into a dictionary, you are going to use which function, which module? DICT reader. Okay. So the working of this one is similar to a CSV reader only. But what's the important thing mean? So it will create some keys for the field name. Okay. So each already you have studied dictionary in the chapter 7 or 8 I think it's so. 9th chapter. So 9th chapter you have studied list, tuple, dictionaries and key. So there itself you have studied dictionary means the values are stored inside the curly brace and each field it will create a key value and map the key value with the field name. Isn't it same thing only? Same. So here also, here each field it will create a, that's important, each field it will create a key value. Then it will map the key value to the field value. Understood? Okay. And also each values are separated by commas. Key value and field value. First key value, field value. Then comma. Next key value, field value. So this dictionary, DICT reader is used to read each file using this dictionary keys. Okay, so if you need to access a particular element, you should access using the keys only you can able to access. Understood? Understood or not? How you should read the DICT reader? Sorry, dictionary, read a file in dictionary. So if you need to read a file from the dictionary means you are going to use which function? DICT reader. Okay, so DICT reader also working is similar to the CSV reader, but here what's the main thing means it will create key for each field. Okay, then it will map the key with the each field name using the dictionary key. Okay, so first call or first row of a CSV file. Okay, so first row itself each field, for example student name or the quantity likewise. Okay, so first row itself it will allocate the key value for each field. Okay, so this is important question. Okay, so DICT reader. And also what's the main difference between CSV reader and DICT reader? Important question, difference between CSV reader and DICT reader. Okay, so CSV reader and CSV writer works similar with list or tuple. Understood? What do you mean list or tuple? The values are stored, comma separator stored inside the square bracket. See, the very important question this one, difference between CSV reader and DICT reader. Okay, both CSV reader and CSV writer are works similar with list or tuple, but DICT reader and DICT writer works similar with dictionary. Understood? Reader, CSV reader and writer works like list or tuple, but DICT reader and DICT writer works with dictionary. Okay, what is dictionary? So the dictionary means immediately you need to remember. So each field it will allocate some key values. Understood? Okay. So listen the program here. So what's the first thing? Importing file. So import CSV. Next one is file name. Oh, you are opening file name equal to the particular path. Next, you are going to open a particular file. Okay. So you are giving in same. Last program you studied in opening and reading in the same thing. So for that you are declaring a variable input file. Input file equal to reader function. So here which reader function? DICT reader of. That's very important. So previous programs and all you will give CSV dot reader of. But here you are going to read in a dictionary reader. So CSV dot DICT reader of. Remaining things everything same. Open this file name. File name you are going to open in which mode? Read mode. Next you are going to read print in each row. So for row in, now the file is in which one? Input file. Listen carefully. Next print which one? DICT of row. That is very important. Inside the dictionary you are going to print. Okay. See this output. So this is the key value. See item name. So each thing keyboard has a key value. This is a key value. This is a field name. Okay, that's the headings that is a take as a key value. Okay, this is a heading. Item name keyboard. Quantity 48. So previous CSV reader means it won't display like this. It's in the keyboard, mouse, monitor. Then that's value 48, 52, 20. But here it will take key value for each thing. See item name colon this keyboard. Then item name colon. So this item name is a key value and quantity is a key value. These are the field names. Understood? Understood? So this DICT function is mainly used to print data in the dictionary format. Understood, Anna? Okay. So next one you can able to, here also you can able to eliminate this dialects. What do you mean by dialects? Commas, double quotes, this and all we are calling as an dialects. Here also you can able to eliminate dialects pipeline. In this dictionary also you can able to eliminate. So now this program you are going to eliminate the dialects called pipeline. The same thing already you have studied. No? So here this violet color line, no? This is pipeline. You are going to eliminate this pipeline. Okay. So for that first you are going to import the CSV file. Import CSV. Next one. So to eliminate dialects, this line you should include. Isn't it? Already you have studied, no? CSV dot register of dialect. Then my dialect delimiter. Here which one you are going to eliminate? Pipeline. So delimiter pipeline. Then if any space is there means initial space you need to skip. So skip initial space equal to true. Next you are going to open the file. So for that first you are giving the file name. Then open of file name comma or as CSV file. That is very important here. CSV file you are going to open. Next you are going to read. Same thing only. Reader equal to, here you are going to read in a DICT reader of. In dictionary you are going to say. Okay, DICT reader of CSV. So if you are using dialect means you should call the dialect here. Dialect equal to my dialect of. Then, so here each row you are going to read and print in a dictionary. Next you are going to close the file. See in the output whether this pipeline is there? No. So here you are going to eliminate the pipeline. Okay. So up to this enough. So CSV reader function okay. Okay, reader function over. So two ways. What are the ways? CSV reader and DICT reader. So this is very important question. Two ways to read a file. CSV reader function and DICT reader, very important. 5 mark question. Last time also 2 or 3 times. So till now what are the topics I have taught? Very important. So after completion of this session, what are the things I have taught today? Please study and write in your notebook. Very important question. Again and again I am telling. Next writing function CSV, that one we can see in the next week. Okay. So thank you students. Thank you, study well.